my late wife, who died in 2015, she got sick in 14, but she was very supportive. And I wanted to quit. I mean, literally again for the last time, because I said, I've done this all I need to do. Why am I back? It doesn't matter.
Perfect. Blake, I will be
Great.
your translator. How are you?
I am great. How are you, Andres?
Yes, my name is
So,
Andres. You pronounce it
so,
right.
so sorry to hear about your grandmother.
Oh, Blake, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's hard.
Jhon. Yes, man, it's hard,
I get it.
but yes, yes. Jhon, dale.
Okay.
Gracias, gracias Blake por la
Jhon,
oportunidad.
how are you?
Jhon, ¿cómo
Fine,
estás?
and you?
Well, muy bien.
Oh, excelente.
Best I can do.
Muy bien.
Cool.
Cool.
Blake, hay una oportunidad muy grande de hablar sobre un trabajo que me tiene muy intrigado, que es Tainted. Es una historia totalmente de una mujer que se ve por envuelta en unos asesinatos y quiere salir de eso. ¿Qué recuerdas de ese primer rol de Tainted?
We are going early in your career, man. What do you remember in Tainted? It was your first role? Tell us more about that. Yeah, man.
My very first film. I remember very much. I know I had to, before it was wrapped, I had to quit my corporate job because they said, okay, no more days. And I said, well, I'm sorry, we started this thing and I've got to finish. So it kind of changed my life in that regard. It Well, it was my first fight scene. It was my first film. It was my first nude scene, for God's sake. Well, I mean, I got it all over with in the first film, and then nothing happened for another 12 years, I guess, or something like that. But yeah, it was a locally produced film, locally shot. Many of the cast were theater friends of mine. So, yeah, it was. I nearly died one night. I mean, yes, there's a lot. It was a great introduction to the world of film.
Jhon, bueno, obviamente su primer rol, sí, su primer desnudo, su primera pelea. Lo extraño es que no volvió a trabajar después de 12 años y incluso casi se muere filmando esa película.
Oh
O sea, dice que eso es una locura, que él haya entrado al mundo del cine de esa manera. Y fue
Sí,
una producción local.
de hecho sí, fueron como 12 años porque luego pasó a pues The Skin, que es una total producción muy clásica. De hecho, creo que la pasaban acá por TNT. Una vez la pasaron, nunca más la volvieron a dar acá en Latinoamérica. Pero, ¿qué fue ese rol como tan icónico que aún la recuerda la gente hoy día?
The Journey of Augustine, it was like constantly like showed on cable TV here in Latin America, like many years ago. So yeah, tell us how was going from this 12-year lab to this role that make you like some kind of combat back in the 90s.
Oh, well, the first film. Well, as I said, I quit my job. I had a small family. It was rough for the next few years. I decided I was going to be an actor. Ha ha ha. And I went and mostly looked at stage at that point because there wasn't much in film around where I live. And they wanted me to go to New York with them, but I couldn't leave my family. Anyway, I got back in the corporate world, and then I managed to hang on there for another 8 or 9 years, and I started watching my other friends starting to do little films here and there. You know, it's like I had the itch real bad, and so I quit again. And I mean, my job. I kind of left my family somewhat in jeopardy. This has been a passion I can't get away from, and the film thing, mostly for me, came from where I live. I was pretty popular on stage. I was something of a celebrity, kind of. But I wanted a bigger pool to play in, swim in, and I kind of wanted to go play with the big boys. It's hard. They don't want you to play. So I did well, but there again, once again, I couldn't do well enough to support my family, and I had to quit until around 2011, I think. Somebody who had known me from back in those days, a casting director, reached out and said she was trying to help some students, and she just couldn't get me out of her head for this. And she didn't know if I did this anymore, or if I'd be interested. And I said, well, I haven't been doing this sort of thing, but I might be interested. There's just one catch. It can't cost me anything. I mean, I've bankrupted my family twice. I ain't doing this again. But when I got on set that first day in this little student film, it was like something just became alive again in me. It was like I hate to use this analogy because it's not very. I felt kind of like a junkie, if you know what I mean, who'd been very clean for a long time and been very well behaved, and then for some reason just had to try again. And oh my God, I just wanted more. And so really, in a lot of ways, I haven't stopped since.
Tell me what was that little film, and tell me how it came with your part in the Hunger Games. But continue.
Oh, great. Okay. The little film you won't find, I can't find. But it was called Monocle. And I played this fellow who had this big old like monocle thing. And he had teeth. He worked on teeth. But his thing was he had all kinds of zoological creatures all around, and but his main thing was he used teeth, and he would take dental records and match the teeth he had to your dental records, so that if you just kind of went away in a fire, whew, nobody knew. and they would find your teeth, and they go, oh well, no, I don't. And then there were some mistakes that happened, and it's kind of a dark comedy. The opening scene, which I'm not in, we just watched it the other night. I found it, and my wife had never seen it, and I showed it to her, and we laughed hysterically. I said, because this first scene is the best part of the whole movie, and I'm not in it. So, but Yeah, that was it. That was sort of the beginning. 2013, I had another small student film. I had an educational video in which I played a zombie. And that was fun. And also, I did something called Cinema Purgatorio, which I don't think is on. I don't think you can find it online. But I basically play with another guy, a producer, trying to get this director, to direct our film. But my task is to convince him that this is going to be great because it's the world's first gay Christian horror film. It's a comedy. Okay. So at that point, that was 3 in 1 year. It was like, okay. And my late wife, who died in 2015, she got sick in 14, but she was very supportive. And I wanted to quit. I mean, literally again for the last time, because I said, I've done this all I need to do. Why am I back? It doesn't matter. And she was undergoing treatment for cancer at the time. And she said, if you quit, I'll quit. I'll quit treatment. You quit, this is your time. You've worked for this and wanted it all your life. This is your time. And so a couple times there, I during that year, but I also got like Dirty Grandpa that year, and I mean, no, that was that was the year of Dirty Grandpa, and I did an episode of Star Trek Continues, which was a web series, and made some great friends there. I continued to work with Chris White and his wife Emily Reach White. Their directors, producers start out small. Just finished their first really big feature called Electric Jesus, and they were kind enough to give me a bit in that, which was fun. So yeah, it's been 2016. I think I finally broke through and got my first episodic TV thing in Mercy Street, which, whoo, that was a hard one. I mean, for me, well, I'm not of Reverend Burrell's beliefs. Let's put it that way. It was really hard. And so, yeah, I'm sorry. What did I skip?
In fact, we only got one last question because I promise to translate everything, so don't worry. Because he was telling me, he's telling everything, and I only had to ask you, Jhon. In fact, I will tell Jhon, ask it. Jhon, si le dije que ya lo dijo todo, pregúntale, ya sabes por cuál. Tienes que hacerlo ya, este es el momento, amigo.
Listo. Men, yo sé que después de Halloween Ends, debo hablar sobre una producción, pero hablemos sobre Halloween Ends. Yo cuando visualicé, fui a cine y todo, y yo te vi ahí, yo dije, Blake, faltó que Blake, pues no sé, conociera a Michael, a Michael. Y entonces yo quisiera preguntarle sobre si de pronto en una escena eliminada de Blu-ray se vea a tu personaje del vagabundo, no sé, viendo a Michael, porque eso es imposible, para mí me fue imposible no verlo. Entonces yo dije, bueno, estaba el imitador, pero quería ver al Blake del personaje junto con el verdadero, pero no sé.
Toca decirle, aguanta si sea un cortometraje sobre el personaje.
Sí.
This is a great question about Jhon, because yes, he was watching Halloween Ends, like everybody, and he saw your character, yes, but you have to tell us yes or no. There are like the deleted scenes, because we, in fact, I am asking to filmmakers your character needs even like some kind of reboot. We need to, in fact, imagine a timeline where your character really meets Michael Myers. I don't know. Tell us, man. You have to tell us.
To my knowledge, I've been asked this by some friends. Said, so what did it? I said, it all kind of happened really quickly for me. It was kind of a mind blower. But as far as I remember, I think most everything that we film is actually in the film. What I was surprised was they didn't cut anything, because usually, you do a lot of stuff and then you go see it and go, but what happened to? I mean, I worked 2 weeks on the film. You won't find me in there. I mean, if you want to talk about October Sky, I'm not there. I mean, I mean, sometimes it just works out that they need space, they need time. You're not as you're not as relevant to move the story along as they thought they needed, or literally they run out of time filming. That's what happened with October Sky. I was in there for 3 days as a glorified extra. When it come time to film my scene, they called up and said, no, we ran out of time. Too much rain. So, it's a crapshoot. One of my favorite films, I don't know if you see Brave New Jersey. It was a flop, and I never understood. I mean, to me, I like the film. What's wrong? I mean, so you never know.
I will ask my friend Jhon if he watched that movie. In fact, sometimes I hate only being the translator because I really want to see the movies that all the people. In fact, I had to ask you, in terms of interviews, this is your first interview outside North America. Their second interview?
Yeah, my second. Wow. I had one. Well, you were going to be one day. No, well, I can't remember. But anyway, I did one for somebody, Slasher Pepper, in the Netherlands. And that was my first ever. So you guys are number 2. Hey.
Yes.
Number 2 is not bad. I'm more experienced now. Think of what a mess I was then. I mean,
no, you're amazing, Blaque. And no, it's great because we know that channel, and you know that this channel has become like some kind of cult channel that talks about horror movies and series. And in fact, I gonna ask if Jhon watched that movie, Breakwater, New Jersey. Jhon, ¿tú te viste Breakwater, New Jersey? Dice que es una de sus películas favoritas y que él no entiende por qué esa película falló, porque él dice que es uno de los papeles que más le ha gustado. No sé si tú quieres que... Sí, claro. ¿Entonces sí la viste?
Sí, claro. Sí la vi.
¿Qué opinas? ¿Qué opinas? Él quiere ver qué opinas.
Yo le quiero preguntar una cosa. Aparte de esa película que me dejó con, no sé, con un mal sabor de boca, porque obviamente sobre los marcianos y todo eso, ajá, ¿qué opinas sobre si esto puede ser representado alguna vez lo que está pasando hoy día? ¿Qué piensas? ¿Será que esto es algo futurístico? Y también me gustaría preguntarle sobre, él habló sobre en Cinema Purgatorio. Hay algo que sí le quiero preguntar. Muchos dicen que la leyenda urbana es si Bill Murray contestó al llamado de la película o no, o nunca contestó.
Okay, 2 things. Yes, Jhon watched Breakwater, New Jersey, and in fact, he asked you, do you think that the subject of this crazy movie will happen in reality? And the second, about Cinema Purgatorio. Is it real, or is just like a urban legend that Bill Murray asked the call for this movie?
Number 1, let me answer the first one first. Brave New Jersey. Would such a thing happen? It happened. It's all the film itself is based on a radio broadcast by the Mercury Theater and Orson Welles back in 1934, I think, or something, on Halloween night. And it was the radio, but they played it like a news broadcast. And so people were listening because they had the radio on, but it was breaking up, like, and they were doing commercials, and then they would break out in again with some other, and so they were warned. It's a very historical moment in mass communication, because it caused widespread panic. Literally, people jumped out of the buildings in New York for fear of this Martian invasion that wasn't happening. It was all just a radio show. And so that is the backdrop that shows the backdrop of Brave, New Jersey, in this town outside of New York, nearby where these spaceships supposedly have landed. I mean, well, what do you do? I mean, you know, um, and I don't know. It's a cute, for me, it's a cute romantic movie, but I mean, it's deeper. Halloween, back to Halloween. It was broadcast originally on Halloween night, and uh, people were preparing for Halloween, and yeah, all of a sudden everything changed, and there were spaceships landing nearby in the meadows and stuff. And I mean, it was just so okay, good. That was fun. That was back to horror. That was written by a very good friend of mine who I first met on the Hunger Games. And it was the Hunger Games was the first thing she'd ever done in her life, and we were just working background, and but she was so excited and so in love with the whole film thing. Well, but she had two little girls. She wasn't really sure that she could do that. Da, 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 da. Well, she went on and she did some other little things and stuff, but uh, she found, while she was trying to act and stuff, that really these stories were going on in her head and she could write them. So she's won several awards for short films. And The Nest was her first feature length screenplay that went to production. And it was originally called The Bewailing, which we all kind of liked. But when the picture gets sold, it goes into distribution. People do what they want with it. But I mean, there were so many films called The Nest that anyway, To Be Willing was a nice name. Also, that's go ahead.
Yes, and the question about that, if Bill Murray asked the call from Cinema Purgatorio, or it's just a urban legend that appears on the net?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wander on that. No. Oh, we did. We chased Bill Murray all over hell. There were stickers going up on lampposts or places where he might know. Hey, have you seen Bill Murray? And pictures kind of illustrations of him. The producers, that's Chris and Emily White. I have a picture somewhere where anyway, it was just, they would go to places. They had an interview with his brother. Trying to get in, but Bill Murray, he does what he wants to do, and he doesn't really have an agent. He's hard to track down. He'll do things if he wants to, And anyway, it was just all. That movie was all part of the Bill Murray thing, And it was all built around Bill Murray, and it was just a tiny little, pardon me, tiny little scene, just a few lines at a bar, really. And but they got as far, even after they released it. I mean, kind of, had it out. They said, "Look, anytime you want to do it, we'll go back. We'll shoot it. We'll come to your place. We'll do whatever you want to do. We'll shoot it, and we'll plug it in because this is, But it never took place. But we had a lot of fun. I mean, um, I do have a picture somewhere where Chris, the director, and one of the writers, actually met up with Bill Murray. There's a picture of the two of them together, and Chris is trying to sell him on the idea, and Bill ain't buying it. But I mean, yeah. So it's okay with me. I mean, it'd been nice to have him, but it created a lot of fun around the film. And I think if he just instantly said yes, it probably wouldn't have been nearly as much fun. I mean, honestly. Too bad we didn't get him in the end, though.
Want to tell us something before that answer of Bill Murray, or you feel ready with your answer?
About what?
Because you were talking, but I asked you about the thing of Bill Murray.
Oh, no, I'm good. I mean, Andres, I have a tendency to ramble on, so you need to just kind of go anytime, and I'll shut up.
No, you can talk wherever you want. In fact, we are so happy. I don't know if Jhon got more questions. Jhon tiene más preguntas. Él dice que le encanta hablar y hablar y hablar.
No,
y que por
tranquilo.
eso hay que
worries,
hacerle.
man.
Dice que hay que parar y que para el contrario, que
No
hable lo
worries,
que
man.
quiera.
No, felicitarlo, darle un fuerte aplauso. Bravo.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's
No,
a lot,
man,
man.
la verdad estamos muy agradecidos. Primero, yo sé que obviamente, como tú dices, no manejas tantas redes sociales, pero ¿dónde se pueden contactar contigo? Si de pronto quieren de otro país contactarte para alguna actuación o que estén pendientes del trabajo de Breakwater, que actuará con Ricky Muse, un amigo del canal, pues que por favor nos diga cuándo será el lanzamiento y que cómo es la experiencia y que mande saludo a Colombia, a Latinoamérica.
Yes, no, I know he talk a lot, but don't worry. In fact, it's great because you will appear on Breakwater, on Breakwater, sorry, on Breakwater.
Yes,
and a friend and a friend for a channel, Ricky Muse, will appear there.
Great.
He was also interviewed here. So nice. Whatever you want to tell about this project, I know that you don't use a lot of social media, but if you want to get, yes, you can find me on here. Go ahead and send a big hi to whatever you want, to the channel, to Colombia, to the people that is watching this. Go ahead, man.
Okay. Breakwater was cool. Because I really didn't. I had just had my shoulder reconstructed in surgery, and but it's like, I'm telling you, man, I've got it bad. It's like so audition or die. And it's like, I'm not going to get it anyway, so I'll keep auditioning, keep in there. Well, I got the role, which was really cool. But thankfully it was at a diner. Okay. And a bunch of old vets sitting around bullshit. Oh, hello. Anyway, but I mean, I just kind of put my arm on and just rested there. Really, I didn't, and did everything like this. So when we went to leave, I kind of picked it up. I mean, and went over, and I talked to him at the counter for a minute. I think I if I remember correctly, I don't know, but it was nice. It's like, holy crap, I can still do this. It wasn't really long. It was about that same time I did the commercial, the Zen Water commercial with Danny McBride, just before the surgery. So I mean, the cast. Oh my God! I mean, I hurt myself bad. So anyway, no, it's all right. I mean, but again, no, I don't turn down nothing. So then there was so Breakwater was great, and then about that time I had the audition for Halloween, which of course at that time they were calling Cave Dweller. And I mean, it was I had more fun. They told me, I mean, in the wording and the instructions and the audition, it was like the weirder the better. And people shouldn't allow me that much freedom, because I went all the way. And so when I got a call back, I was really, because I knew other people who I thought were very good who had auditioned for the role. And so when I got the call back from, and then there was an interview, and there they all were. I mean, on the Zoom like this, but I mean, it's like David and Jason there. It's like, holy crap. So I was kind of like, I really was. But anyway, we did some things. So anyway, David said there's a fight scene, so I don't know, and I just had shoulder surgery, and I'm in therapy, kind of, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. And he goes, well, you got a month, right? I don't know. Somebody said that. I don't. Pretty after a while, it was all voices. You got a month, right? You might recover. I said, well, yeah, I might. And I said, okay, well, thank you very much. And I said, thank you. I really, oh man, and I ended the Zoom call. I said, well, that's the last I'll ever hear from that. Cause I mean, my shoulder, all that good crap. So it's, after the holidays, everything had passed, and I get this call and said, yeah, can we set up a Zoom call? Cause David really wants to talk to you. And I'm like, okay, sure. So I run home because I was on the road. And, but just as an illustration, because I mean, David was, I hear a lot of criticism from this new movie. I'm not as, David is, I mean, he knows what he wants. He plans it out. Nothing happens by accident. But if they have an idea, but it's basically all in. So, but David sat there and he said, well, how could we choreograph this fight scene to, protect your injured shoulder? I said, well, just not to land on it. I mean, I think that would be because you know how it is with filming. You don't, it's okay if you just did it once, but you never do it just once. I mean, you don't. And if you do, man, either something went wrong, you have to use it, or no, I just shouldn't say that. But yeah, it was repeated. And so they were very, they talked to me a little about it. And when I got on set, first day, oh, well, there's another story. But I can't remember his name right now. The stunt coordinator. Sorry, I should be able to remember. But he came up and explained to me how they worked out that it was not even that day, but he'd come to explain to me, we've got this worked out. I think we're going to be okay, but we'll test it. We'll make sure. And I mean, I had some other physical difficulties, but it wasn't my shoulder.
Blaque, thank you so much. We still got 3 minutes. I don't know if you want to say a bit hi to the channel, to Colombia, to the people that is watching. I don't know if you wanna tell some social media so people can follow you. You still got time, so go
World
ahead.
Cup is coming. World Cup is coming. Viva Colombia.
Yes.
My very dear friend Bill Munoz. He is he's largely he works stage a lot as a stage manager, as a fight instructor. I saw Jhon, and I'm going, well, now the H is usually silent. What? What? Bill, help me out. So I finally got Jhon.
Yes, Jhon and Andres.
Yep.
No, Blaque, thank you so much. I was telling Jhon, this is one of the most beautiful interviews in the channel, and in fact, I think this is the most beautiful interview here. I tell Jhon that upload it faster as possible, so maybe next week. But no, thank you, Blaque.
Jhon, you'll email
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Let me know when it's up. Okay.
Jhon, que le envíes un correo cuando esté.
Una copia.
Yes, and he will send you a copy for you.
Oh, great! Oh, great! Well, gracias.
De nada.
Most appreciative.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Blaque.
Okay. All right.
Bye
bye.
Bye bye.
All right.
Good weekend.
Good weekend.
You too.